आज पढ़ने जा रहे हैं वेटनरी एंटेमोलॉजी एंड एक्रोलॉजी। वेटनरी एंटेमोलॉजी एंड एक्रोलॉजी। वेटनरी एंटेमोलॉजी एंड एक्रोलॉजी, जिसमें फर्स्ट है फाइलम आर्थ्रोपोडा। आर्थ्रोपोडा आर्थ्रोपोडा इज ए ग्रीक वर्ड, means arthros joint, podos foot, which refer to the fact that member of phylum Arthropoda have joint limb. The following characters are unique or special for member of the phylum: morphology, exoskeleton, internal structure, circulatory system, respiration, nervous system, alimentary या digestive system, excretory system, रिप्रोडक्टिव सिस्टम। मॉर्फोलॉजी, आर्थ्रोपोडा की मॉर्फोलॉजी। आर्थ्रोपोडा आर मेटामेरिकली सेगमेंटेड। These segments of arthropoda are associated in group: the anterior segment from the head, the middle one the thorax, and the posterior one the abdomen. Appendage on the body are paired: head, paired antenna, paired appendage modified for feeding, thorax walking, three joint leg, thorax में three joint leg, each limb is made up of, this is called podomere. Peculiar internal anatomy. General body cavity is not a coelom. It is a space filled with blood called hemocoel. Tegmata. The tendency to form tegma or region is unique to arthropod. Cephalization. The process of modification of foremost segment to form head is called cephalization. Other segments of body are fused to form defined region of the body. क्यूलेक्स स्पीसीज, फीमेल क्यूलेक्स, जिसमें प्रोबोसिस है, एंटीना, पाइलोज, हेड, थोरैक्स, विंग, एब्डोमेन, लेग। एक्सोस्केलेटन, इसके एक्सोस्केलेटन के बारे में स्ट्रिकिंग फीचर्स: the hard out cover of arthropoda is made of chitin. It forms the exoskeleton which covers the external surface of the body. It passes through the mouth and lines the anterior part of the alimentary tract, which is called stomodium. It also goes through the anus into posterior part alimentary canal, which is called proctodium. Exoskeleton is usually in the form of chitinous plate called sclerite. The dorsal sclerite is called tegmen. Ventral sclerite is called sternum. Lateral plate between tergum and sternum is called pleuron. The tergum, sternum, and pleuron of each segment are united by more flexible portion of exoskeleton which called term suture. As arthropods grow, the exoskeleton which become too small for it, so it periodically cast of the exoskeleton and a new exoskeleton is formed. Casting off of the exoskeleton is called ecdysis या molting. The exoskeleton is lined by wax layer, which serve as waterproof to protect arthropods from desiccation. The wax layer is covered by cement layer, whose function is protect the vital wax layer. Functions of exoskeleton. Protection to the internal organ. The first line of defense against extrinsic injury. limiting membrane of skin for attachment of muscles, give rigidity to the body, waterproof the insect. Internal structure. The internal space hemocoel is filled with blood called hemolymph. Circulatory system क्या है? Circulatory system, expansion of blood vessels result in disappearance of blood vessels. Their place is taken up by hemocoel space which surround the internal organ. These organs are bathed in the hemolymph. Blood is propelled through the body by the heart. Heart is an enlarged or dilated longitudinal dorsal blood vessels. It is enclosed in a compartment called pericardium. Pericardium is like rest of hemocoel filled with hemolymph. When heart pulsates, it sucks hemolymph through opening on its wall called ostia and expel it again through short arteries, the only blood vessels in the body. Respiration. Respiration through skin in areas where exoskeleton remain thin and permeable exchange of gases take place. Parasitic mite through gills द्वारा portion of body modified to form gills aquatic larvae और mosquitoes में. Through organ developed which can take air into interior of body. Air breathing organ include lung book. Example: scorpion, spider, crab. Trachea by trachea tick और insect में. Tracheal lung. Example: larva of hypoderma. Tracheal system has large thin wall dilation air sac. Example: Lucilia. Nervous system. Ganglia in head is connected to a double ventral nerve cord. Along its course is a ganglia in each segment from which nerve pass into various organs. When segment fuse, ganglia also fuse. Sense organ like auditory organ, stetocyst, which enable arthropods to orient itself in space. Tactile organ, eye, sensory and antenna are also present. Alimentary digestive system. In the digestive system include anterior stomodium or foregut, mesenteron or midgut, posterior proctoderm or hindgut. Lined by chitinous exoskeleton. Anterior part of alimentary canal may have pharynx. At time behind this, a dilation, the crop of proventriculus is present, which in some species is followed by gizzard. The proventriculus act as a valve to prevent regulation and may have teeth to aid in the disintegration of food particles. The proventriculus act as a valve to prevent regurgitation and may have teeth to aid in the disintegration of food particle fleas. In lead to mesenteron or midgut, it is flask-shaped and its anterior narrow part is called cardia. It is here that food is digested and absorbed. The proctoderm consists of an anterior ileum, colon, dilated rectum and anus. It opens out into exterior through anus. The main function of the hindgut is the absorption of water from the feces and urine. Urine passes into the hindgut from the Malpighian tubules, which open just behind the midgut. Feces are excreted as dry plate and nitrogenous waste as uric acid. Excretory system. Excretory system. Nephridia. Example crustacean. Excretory organ of insecta are called Malpighian tubules, which are arranged in a ring around alimentary canal at the junction of midgut and proctodium. Coxal gland. Malpighian tubules and coxal gland used for excretion by arachnida. Reproductive system. Sex are usually separated except in some of the crustacean. Amorphosis. Amorphosis met change in form of the arthropod associated with ecdysis or molting is called metamorphosis. Two types of metamorphosis: ametabola or unchanged. Metamorphosis is absent. Thysanura, silverfish. Complete metamorphosis or holometabola. Incomplete metamorphosis or hemimetabola. ओवरी है, oviduct, ovipositor, typical female reproductive system of an insect. Typical male reproductive system of an insect इसमें testis, vas deferens, seminal vesicle, accessory gland, ejaculatory duct, edges. Difference between complete and incomplete metamorphosis. Difference between complete and incomplete metamorphosis. Complete metamorphosis and incomplete metamorphosis. एग्जाम्पल है मेटामॉर्फोसिस के फ्लाइज, फ्ली. इनकम्प्लीट के टिक्स, लाइस, माइस, बग. लाइफ साइकिल. मेटामॉर्फोसिस में एग से लार्वा से प्यूपा, इमेगो और फिर एडल्ट क्रिसैलिस. जबकि इसमें एग से निम्फ, फिर एडल्ट जैसे लाइस. एग, लार्वा, निम्फ, एडल्ट. ठीक है. कंप्लीट मेटामॉर्फोसिस is when the adult stage are totally different from the immature stage morphologically. जबकि इसमें incomplete metamorphosis is when the adult and immature stage resemble one another morphologically. They also differ in the habitat. They share the same habitat too. The young one is called larvae. It is immature stage of insect. इसमें larvae और nymph होता है. Larvae have ocelli only, no compound eye. Nymph and adult have compound eye. There is a prolonged resting phase, pupal stage, no resting stage. Habitat की बात करते हैं. Habitat में adult and immature stage occupy different habitat. Example, mosquito larva pupae are aquatic while the adult is terrestrial. जबकि इसमें occupy same habitat. Mite larva or nymph and adult are all seen in the skin of host. Feeding habit. Adult and immature stage feed differently. जबकि इसमें similar feeding habit and mouth part. Adult and immature stage have different type of mouth part. Example, mosquito piercing and sucking mouth part in adult, chewing a mouth part in larva, pupa non-feeding stage. जबकि इसमें बीटिंग हाउस, च्यूविंग माउथ पार्ट इन लार्वा, निम्फ एंड एडल्ट। टाइप्स ऑफ लार्वा।